Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Faiza binti Ahmad Zainuddin. My matric number is 26964. Today I will present about process involved in construction technology. First thing first, I will tell about project life cycle. Actually, project life cycle have a lot of things, but I will explain 5 only. First, initiating. This process make a difference within the perception of what is to be finished. Typically, where the venture is formally endorsed by the sponsor or client. Beginning scope, characterize and partners distinguish. But this handle is performed so that venture and programs are not as it were affirmed by a supporting body, but moreover so that projects are aligned with the key goals of the association. Where this is often not performed, venture may be begun and carried out indiscriminately with no genuine express objective or objective. Second is planning. Usually a vital prepare in extent administration. The arranging handle is at the heart of the venture movement cycle and give direction to partners on where and how to embrace the venture. The arranging is where the extent plans are achieved. The extent deliverables and prerequisites are characterized, and the venture plan is made. It involves making a set of plans to assist direct your group through the execution and closure stage of the venture. The plans made amid this stage will offer assistance. The venture group oversee time, fetch, quality, change, hazards, and related issues. Number 3 is executing. This process is additionally known as the execution stage, in which the arranged outline within the past stage of the venture movement cycle is put into activity. The expectation of the execution stage of the extend action cycle is to bring around the project's anticipates comes about. Regularly, the longest stage of the venture administration life cycle, where most assets are connected. Amid the extent execution, the execution group use all the plans, method, and layouts that were arranged and expected amid earlier stage. Unforeseen events and circumstances will definitely be experienced, and the venture director and extent group will need to bargain with them as they emerge. Number 4 is monitoring and control. This process directs all the runs and measurements are required to ensure that conquer and affirm venture that attempt is inside scopes, on time, and inside budget, so that the venture continues with least chance. This handle includes comparing real execution with arranged execution and taking remedial action to surrender the specific result when critical constraint exists. And last, closing. This is often considered to be the final handle of the venture movement cycle. In this stage, the venture is formally closed, and after that, a report is created to the venture sponsor or client on the general level of victory of the complete venture. The closing prepare includes giving over the deliverables to sponsor or client, giving over documentation to the proprietors, cancelling provider contracts, discharging staff and gear, and educating partners of the closure of the estate. Okay, next, I will share about activities involved during construction project. I will explain 5 only. Okay, first, marking and grading. Marking is one of the first construction activities, which is involve marking the area of the plot for reference. This helps the workers to always be able to orient themselves in terms of their workspace. Number 2 is concreting. The process is pouring concrete is another major activity in construction. It is often used for the base of buildings, for roads, bridge, pipes, and many other applications. One of the reasons it has become so popular in the construction industry is that concrete is easy to make in large quantities, and it changes states so that it is easy to work with and manipulate. Number 3 is carpentry. One of the first activities that comes to many people's minds when construction is mentioned is carpentry. This is the general cutting and installation of materials that will be used for the construction of a structure. Number 4 is plumbing. In structures that require plumbing, there are specific plumbing activities that must occur to ensure they will function properly. This includes putting and piping and features for both incoming potable water and outgoing waste. And number 5 is glazing. This activity is basically anything to do with glass windows and doors in a construction project. The term is used broadly to reference in the installation of pretty much any glass involved in the construction of a particular structure. After that, I will talk about key players. I have 4 points of key players, which is first the client. The first type of construction organization is the client-based organization. Number 2 is the contractors, which is main contractors and subcontractors. Traditionally, clients have been engaging contractors to carry out building project construction works. These are the people with the technical how to get the structures off the ground. Considering the scale of the work being carried out, the contractors could be in several other categories, such as main contractor and subcontractor. While the main contractor is concerned about all the works involved within a project and is accountable to the client, the subcontractor is often only responsible for a certain part of the works. For example, electrical engineering, plumbing, or landscape. Number 3 is suppliers. The business dictionary defines a supplier as a party that supplies goods or service. In construction, the goods include any materials that go into a built structures, while service refer to all different word package agreed upon by different parties pertaining to the development of the built structure. Recently, the industry has realized the importance of the supply chains and how this can be managed when carrying out project activities. With the growth in off-site construction expected to continue, supply chain management is becoming more complex, time-consuming, and important to the successful delivery of a project. And lastly is consultant. A consultant is defined as person who provides professional or expert advice in particular field of science or business to either an organization or individual. In construction, the advice varies from time to time depending on the stage of the project. For instance, at the very beginning of the project, the advice will be sought for design work by the architect or engineers. Advice would also be needed to define and set up the project. The client may also seek advice to prepare and produce tender document as well as the administration of the contracts and for the inspection of the works. Next, for the second last, I will share about project planning and controlling. Okay, first thing first, I will tell about project planning. In planning stage, plan is made and methodologies are set, taking into thought the company arrangement, methods and rules. Planning give heading, binding together outline work, execution, benchmark, and make a difference to uncover future openings and dangers. In planning, the following steps are followed, which is first, the objective of the project in definite words. Second, goals and stage intermediate to attain the final target. Next, a forecast and means of achieving goals, activities, organization, research, financial, managerial, and operational to carry out activities and to determine what is feasible and what is not. Alternative individual course of action that will allow accomplishing goals. For consistency with companies' policies. An alternative which is not only consistent with its goals and concept, but also one that can be accomplished with the evaluate research. And last, decision on a plan. Okay, I will tell about project controlling. Project controlling is a core task in a project management. It includes all activities that are necessary to implement the project according to plan. The goals of project controlling is this phase is carried during the execution of the project. The difference between the scheduled performance and actual performance are reviewed once the project starts. Project control is established to determine the deviation from the basic plan to determine the precise effect of this deviation on the plan and to replan and reschedule to compensate for the deviation. Controlling the following steps are followed. The standard target are established and target are generally exposed in terms of time. Performance is measured against the standard set down in the first step, and last, the deviation from standard are identified. Lastly, I will share and tell you guys about a successful construction. A successful construction venture is the trust of each construction supervisor, but not something that can be accomplished with a small exertion. The victory of a development at stand is surveyed based on the time, costs, and assets went through on it. There are numerous forms required to realize a venture objective, from planning to controlling. With the proper procedures, you will be able to guarantee the victory of your ventures more effortlessly. Number 1 is implement continuous planning. Number 2 is build an effective communication flow. Number 3 is re-evaluate your workflow. Number 4 is use and automate construction project management solution. And lastly, number 5 is control costs the smarter way. Thank you.